Welcome to the Pop Culture Cosmos.
And we're back with another episode of the Pop Culture Cosmos. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here for the Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, Game Source, the Lakers Fast Break, Lakers Latest, all that great stuff that I do. Please go ahead, like and subscribe. Make sure you go ahead and follow us. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we go on the air with the latest stuff that's coming out. In fact, later this week, I plan on doing on the Pop Culture Cosmos a State of Pro Wrestling with my friend John Orlando. So go ahead and check that out right here indeed. But it wouldn't be a Pop Culture Cosmos without my good friend. He is a member. Does that say Violent Gentleman on your shirt?
Heck yeah.
Okay, he's a violent gentleman indeed. He's a member of the Violent Gentleman. Go ahead and check out what he's doing today. Didn't know you were that kind of person, but okay.
For those of you that don't know, Violent Gentlemen, they have like a hockey apparel brand out of Orange County.
Oh, okay. And you're from Orange County. Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say, I've driven on the freeways with you heading to Orange County. I didn't know you were that kind of violent. But it is, of course, the guy behind the Happy Hoarder, the Plucky Gamer, Humanica Media, and more. Go ahead and check out everything that he does there today on all those great outlets. It is, of course, Josh the Great Peterson. What's up, man?
What is up? Hey, let me ask you a question. All right.
I've got some good news, by the way, when you finish. So
okay, let me just throw open with one of Josh's random ponderings, as we always do. All right.
of course.
So I was at Barnes and Noble, right? And you walk back and there's still just like aisles and aisles of Harry Potter stuff, right? And I know that we always have this conversation like, is Harry Potter still relevant? Apparently it is, right? Because they keep on reprinting the books and putting new like merchandise out. So do you think, let me when the HBO Harry Potter comes out, do you think that it's going to disrupt this like sales dynasty that is happening with all the Harry Potter merch?
No, I think it's going to be a hit, and I think
It's not the same actors though. Like a lot of the stuff that is being advertised, it's all has the faces of like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson. You know what I'm saying?
it's gonna, just because it's a different group. It's still 20 plus years, since the original came out. I still think it's going to do well. And I still think, despite all the controversies, despite all the stuff that has gone on and what's been said, I still think it's going to sell, and I think it's going to sell more books for Harry Potter. I think there's another generation that didn't grow up on Harry Potter that could be affected by Harry Potter. And as we've seen with Warner Brothers, who's had a couple very big hits on television, Warner Brothers streaming, I should say, as of late, I think this will be the next in line on that. And I might want to equate it to the Lord of the Rings TV show, where it had a huge pop initially. Now, whether it sustains itself, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to tell you initially it will have its interest.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings one is weird because it's hasn't been as they're not as like actively merchandising things as Harry Potter. Like Lord of the Rings, you see like book reprints and you'll see like the replicas come out, but it's not like geared towards kids. And I think that's where like Harry Potter, I guess, sort of outdoes Lord of the Rings merch.
Just go to Universal Studios, California or Florida, and you'll see how much is relied upon with Harry Potter. I'll tell you, and people still go dressed in all the Harry Potter garb. And I mean, my family, they dressed up as with the robes and like got the wands and all that stuff when we were there. Yeah, it still affects, even though again they all disagree, with what JK said, but that's her right to go ahead, and if she wants to say that. Can't say that I would agree with it either, but yeah, I'd like to see peace and love in this world. That's all I'll say.
You know what's funny is like, sorry, I won't interrupt you. That her comments aside, I don't what is whatever. I think that you and I being journalists, like I hate when I see like journalists. I use that quote, whatever. But I hate when I see journalists like that's like the number one question every time a Harry Potter cast member gets interviewed. Like, just let it go. Stop putting these people in a position where they have to choose a aside. Just let it. Just
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling will say what she's gonna say. Whatever, you can do that. What you will with that, but just stop like trying to ruin people.
Yeah, I hear you. And because you're forced to say one thing or the other, and I just want peace and love in the world, and
Exactly. Amen.
that's all. I mean, just be nice if everybody got along with each other, and just the hate and the rhetoric and the actions did not
What
follow.
Yeah, what people the people's choice is none of our business. Let's just love them no matter what. That's the safest policy.
But I've got some good news for you, my friend. An update. We on a story we followed a couple weeks ago with Mass Effect Television, as far as
Oh,
Mass Effect on Amazon Prime. By the way, I was thinking about. I was watching some old clips of previous Wolfenstein games. I'm like, there's a Wolfenstein TV show. I know somebody picked it up.
it's Amazon. I think.
It's Amazon, yeah, supposedly. So we'll see if Amazon keeps that going. It's just still in development there. But Mass Effect TV show, after the controversy came out that the rumors had said that it was being revamped in order to cater to a non-gaming audience, the showrunner or lead writer had to come out and dispute that claim, unequivocally saying that is a false rumor and that they are doing their best to try to adapt the TV series that would make Mass Effect fans proud. So great to hear that. Again,
Mhm.
I would probably not try to complicate it too much with the proteins. I would kind of just like gloss over that part because it does. You mean if you're playing the games, you have to understand the whole protein concept and all the as far as the alien backgrounds, as far as it's concerned for many of the you can't don't have you don't have enough time to do that in a television show, even with multiple episodes, Josh. So you have to dumb it down a little bit in those areas. That I don't mind, but the whole concept of Shepard being the guy that first defends in Mass Effect 1, fights the elusive man in 1 in 2, and then tries to save the galaxy in 3. That's what I just want. Just give me that and I'm good. I'm good.
Give me the bare bones story. What's funny though? Like in the games, they don't. A lot of the time, you have to go like
And not
searching.
punching random people in the Citadel like you can actually do.
Right. But in the games, like you have to go looking for a lot of the extra lore. Like they don't like shove it down your throat with a fire hose. It's like it's found on by talking to people and checking out the little like computers and lore crumbs left behind. A lot, if you were to just play through the game and get the story they give you just by playing it through dialogue and stuff, it's not that complicated.
Again, it's not that complicated, but it does get a little because it's 100-hour games that we're talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah,
right.
it does get a little bogged down with the whole protein background and all that. So I you could take a little bit of that out in order to go ahead and tell a more cohesive story because you don't have the hundreds of hours that each game can give you
Yeah.
in that series. So, and I'll just leave it at that. Just give me the basics. Give me a good crew that I can adapt to with a little bit of backstory for each of them. And that's what I want as far as interaction between them. That's really good. Yeah, give me those type of character interactions and a basic story to tell, and I'm good. I'm good.
What
That'll make me happy.
what love interest do you think Shepard's gonna pick in this show, huh? Or do you think we'll get to choose? It's gonna be like a Black Mirror
I
thing where we
no,
get
he's
to
gotta go Captain Kirk, man. He's gotta go Captain Kirk. He's got just like new alien of the week, man. And I'm sorry. Just he's gotta go Captain Kirk. Sorry. Sorry. Just gotta do that indeed. But great to have you here. It is, of course, Josh the Great Peterson, along with me, Charles Glassford. Thanks again for watching this. We appreciate it. Want to start off our chat with of course, the biggest news of the weekend. And I did say with TJ on the Friday show that I thought that Michael was trending despite the terrible reviews. It still has a 38 on Metacritic. It's got an minus as far as from the cinema box score. So fans are at least liking it. And I said that it would be very front loaded and also internationally it would do well. And that's what it has. It's $100 million. So they're right around $100 million domestically for a start for this past weekend, and over $215 million worldwide. I expect, even if the numbers drop here domestically, that it will probably still will do well internationally, because I just think that even despite the poor reviews, that it's going to still resonate with an audience around the world. Your thoughts on the huge success, one of the biggest success stories of the year for Michael?
It's it's weird with this one because like I think a lot of the interest in this has to do with like how controversial the topic of Michael Jackson has been in recent years. Um, but also like this is a biopic that it reaches like the person that is Michael Jackson, like his music reaches across multiple generations, right? Where we had the one with Freddie Mercury and Queen, like that one was good, but it Queen is a band that like, and you could tell when what's his name, Benson Boone brought Brian May up on stage to play, like nobody knew who he was. So it's like it's one of those, which is a shame, but like it's Michael Jackson's music has spanned multiple generations. Like even kids today are still hearing Michael
But
Jackson.
Bohemian Rhapsody almost garnered $1 billion at the box office, my friend.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's people are. I don't. Yeah, actually, I don't know how to explain that, but like it's Michael Jackson's music. I don't know. Like I feel like more people like it's more.
Oh, well, he was bigger than yeah,
It's more.
Freddie Mercury and Queen. Absolutely, I would
It's
agree
more
with you.
relevant today, I guess, because you're still hearing Michael Jackson songs and soundtracks and things like that. So I think people are interested in that. They're I don't
Well, no,
you
no,
know
I
what?
just
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I know what you're saying, because he's one of those figures that has resonated due
yes,
to
yes, yeah,
either untimely death or what have you, that they've almost garnered a life after death amongst themselves, as far as the way they've been
exactly.
continued to
Yeah,
mark, Elvis and many others who have continue to live on as a presence, that even young people today, okay, when you say Elvis, you know who that is. When you say Michael Jackson, even if they've never heard a song, they know who that is. So I
yes,
understand absolutely. And Michael Jackson is still, his life and his presence is still timely enough that many people were alive to see that, and obviously they want to go ahead. This is basically Antoine Fuqua again. He's watch Training Day if you want to see his best work.
ooh, yep,
And whatever you want to say about this movie, it is a straight. He had to play it safe. I mean, they put something in there at the end that they had to reshoot that was going to touch on controversial subjects, but they found out due to a legal clause that they could not keep it in there in regards to the judgment and the allegation and the
yeah, yeah,
subsequent judgment of improprieties. They couldn't keep that in there. It's just straight by the numbers biopic. And if you want mostly pleasant stuff to watch, although the father Jackson is dealt with as far as that situation, as far as him trying to control what was going on with the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson's career and whatnot. But for the most part, it's just a straight paint by the numbers biopic from what I've been being seen and observed. And that's fine. It does what it needs to. Most people just wanted that to happen. Most people just wanted to see Jafar Jackson, see how it looked, and as long as it didn't look embarrassing, they were going to go ahead and watch it. At least up front, Josh, we're seeing the residual effects of that. And again, we're seeing a point where there's still a love and affection for Michael even decades later after his greatest peak in the 80s.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the first biopic I think I've actually been like really interested in watching. I was curious. I want to watch that Robbie Williams one where he was the monkey. You
The
remember
one
that one?
last year.
Yeah, it was out on Prime. I haven't like don't know if I want to devote 2 hours to it, but like this is one I actually like. If I had time, I would go see it in theaters, but I'll definitely be checking it out when it comes out on digital or whatever.
But again, it just a huge success for this, my friend. The question is now, we talked about how well Bohemian Rhapsody just that was a different story, Josh, because that I think people just resonated with the movie more than resonated with Queen. You're talking about that. I think that's what you were saying. This
Yeah,
they're
music.
resonating. Yeah, they're resonating with the Michael Jackson part of it as opposed to the movie. This I in Bohemian Rhapsody, and the reason why it continued to do so well and it had legs around the world is, yes, there was a familiarity with Freddie Mercury and Queen, but the movie itself sold itself to a larger audience, and that's why it ended up doing so well. Do you think this will have any kind of staying power that it could rival that, as it is the biggest biopic opening of all time, but will it end up becoming the biggest biopic of all time, period, when all is said and done?
I mean, I think it has the legs to do it. I can't say for sure that's going to happen, but I think that if there are, of all the people you could make a biopic on that are culturally relevant, I think Michael Jackson is probably one of the best choices. Like and I'm sure somebody somewhere is doing something on like Kurt Cobain, but yeah, I think this is one that definitely could be the biggest biopic of all time.
Well, it made over $900 million, Bohemian Rhapsody did. So the bar is really high. It's
Yeah.
really high for this, but it's gotten off to a great start. So 217, oh, let's just say 215 million worldwide for Michael. And the thing is, the way they structured it, Antoine Fuqua structured it, there might be a sequel to it. Well, actually, there will be after that kind of opening. So there will be another story. For me, I wanted it to touch on the subjects that are a little bit more controversial. So I may I'm like you, I'll probably watch it at some point in time on streaming, but I just wanted it to touch on the other side. But it looks like if we're going to be able to see that portrayed, it's going to be in another movie.
All right, so now that we're on the topic of biopics, let me ask you a question. So
Mhm.
every time there's a ton of like musicians out there, right? Celebrities,
Mhm.
whatever. Every time something like controversial happens in these people's lives, or there's some sort of like back back looking back at this person, there's a documentary pops up, whether it's on HBO, like Disney always, or Disney Plus always seems to have documentaries like the next day, like they were preparing it ahead of time. But so when you write a book, right, usually before someone publishes it, you get fact checked on everything, especially something biographical. There's no fact checking system in Hulu, or Hulu or HBO on these documentaries. So at what point do you think that there is sort of a danger to making some of these documentaries without like getting your facts straight on them?
Well, this isn't a documentary, and
No, no,
as
yeah, no, I know that, but I'm asking, like, they had that big Michael Jackson documentary that came out on HBO, and that was just like it was a hit piece. So
Mhm.
like, at what point do these documentaries need to be fact checked before they start tarnishing the name of some of these like stars without really knowing what happened?
Well, there was a Hulk Hogan documentary that dropped about a week ago on Netflix, and that had him in it, his final interview, and it went to a whole background. And there's a lot of inaccuracies, a lot of which he said himself in that documentary. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where you go with it as far as that's concerned. I guess if it's damaging to the individual or the individual's success, I guess you can go ahead and lay into that. If it's malicious, I think it's when if it comes to if it's malicious, I think they could go after it in a court of law. But if
Yeah.
it's just wrong, I guess you could just say it's just wrong. That's basically it.
Yeah, because it's just sad because a lot of people actually like get information off documentaries now. They don't like read books or anything. So
Well, they
you're
better not watch that Hulk Hogan documentary.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I know. It's just I don't know. It's just I was just wanted to get your thoughts on that because like a lot of these documentaries do like they have an agenda. Like that's how they get people to watch them. Like it's ever people love it the tragic fall of somebody that they once looked up to.
I know we've spoken to at length a director of biographies and biopics, as far as is concerned. Somebody who does documentaries, and not a biopic per se of people. Well, he did one on Kitty, in Rob McCallum, and I'll just say that he tries to go out of his way to make sure the truth is presented, as far as is concerned. The facts are presented in whatever order that he's going through, as far as what story he wants to tell during his documentary. So I know from personal standpoint that some directors try to hold on to whatever the truth is of whatever the subject that they're following. But
Yeah.
again, as we see with larger biopics or larger documentaries, it can be a little bit different on that.
Everybody's like that, man. I know.
Yes, but we will wait and see. But we have a big success story at the box office. It is, of course, Michael. Go ahead and check it out today if you're interested, or let us know if you've already seen it. What are your thoughts on the movie as well? Again, got roasted by the critics, but it was one of those movies that Josh and I will say is critic proof, because it started out as a huge success, $100 million here domestically in the U.S., and also $250 million worldwide. But if you have thoughts on Michael, please let us know your thoughts. popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Well, my friend, there's still more to talk about on today's show. I wanted to go ahead and get your thoughts on some trailers that came out in the past week since we last spoke. One that I'm really excited about, and one that I warned you in advance previously that wouldn't be excited about, and is even less excited about now.
Okay.
That's the DC versus Marvel latest battle with Spider-Man Noir versus Clayface. I will touch on Spider-Man Noir coming to Amazon late next month. I don't know if you saw it yet. As far as it's concerned, it comes in black and white or hue color. As far as the old style coloring therein, it I think was a really nifty option that you could see the series in either format, which I think is just absolutely sensational. I really like what I saw, and again, don't ever need to ask. Of course, Nick Cage, who I met once, and I've said that story on here on the air. Nick Cage as a superhero, because he'll do it, because he loves superheroes, and he is really going all out in this trailer. And yes, I know a lot of it's green screen. I get it. I understand it. But to have that noir, to have that type of feel, as we saw with Mouse PI last week, it's really looks like it's a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to check it out on Amazon late next month.
Yes.
So you agree with me on that? Absolutely. And then we have the other side, my friend. I want to go ahead and discuss Clayface, which is I guess, a Batman villain. It's an origin story about I think this is an actor who somehow gets involved with something nefarious, or something. Someone nefarious comes into his life in some form or fashion, and disfigures him, and the Clayface comes about after he seeks treatment or seeks help, and unfortunately goes even further as far as experimental treatment is concerned. Your thoughts on Clayface? It is supposed to be an R-rated body horror film, and some of the body horror films, the substance is still at the top of the list for any body horror film. I'm just going to leave it right there. Your thoughts on Clayface? This is what James Gunn wanted. I really question coming off of Supergirl and we don't know the results, what will be of Supergirl, but you and I both in our predictions for Supergirl, and we'll see what your predictions are for Supergirl at the box office if you have her in the top 10. Your thoughts on Clayface, and if you think it's going to resonate with an audience when it comes out later this year.
I don't know, like, where the James Gunn's head's at on this one. Like, I saw the trailer, and I don't know how. Like, it seems like he's using the connected universe to just kind of make what he wants to make. and which is cool. But I mean, this is also like I have zero interest in watching Clayface.
Same
It just
here.
like there's nothing about that trailer said to me like, oh, I need to watch this in order to understand the greater continuity of the new DC universe.
Same
So
here.
I'm not going to waste my time watching it. And I'm gonna say right now, like I predict that it's going to be a box office flop.
I'm just gonna say this. I hope that the budget wasn't too high on it, Josh, because I do not have very much faith in it. And I do not think that it's something that a lot of people are gonna want to see. And the fact that aren't going to get it, the
Yeah.
fact that Clayface is this is an origin story for a villain, or I don't know if he's going to be an anti-hero or villain, whatever. If he's going to be whatever the origin story is, I think this is something that could have come in the context of another movie. But the fact is, you want to make a movie out of it in and of itself is a little bit of I guess, an ego check that needs to be made for James Gunn. I just thought this was, again, from the get-go, Josh, I questioned Clayface as being one of the first movies you were going to produce and put out there.
Yeah.
I still question it to this day, and it better just be on a very cheap budget, or else, like you said, it's not going to do that well.
But it's already gonna, because he decided to link it to the DCU, he's putting that universe in jeopardy because it's going to be counted in what was a failure and what was a hit.
And with the Warner Brothers Studios being sold to Paramount, that's going to be a decision. And you've said, I think you mentioned it last week about the possibility that Paramount could revert back to the Snyderverse, which uh, that in itself is a different question entirely. I think that you and I would take an hour discussing in and of itself. I don't know where this goes, and James Gunn reached a good amount of success with Superman last year. It is very much up in the air with what is going to follow up to it.
Yeah, yeah, it truly is. And whether or not Supergirl, like you said, whether or not Supergirl does well remains to be seen, right? Because like Superman has barely proven itself, so it's hard to like why are we making a spin-off of it already? I mean, I like the idea of Supergirl, but I just like I don't think that we're quite ready to have two side properties put out before we even had our mains established.
100% agree. And again, I think we might get an ego check in place for James Gunn, but we will see. Again, if he's keeping the costs low for Supergirl and for Clayface, then there's a low threshold for them to get to. But if they are 150 $200 million projects, that's another question entirely. A lot more pressure, I think, is going to be put on James Gunn to produce. I know Peacemaker's been a hit for him. Creature Commandos, I don't think really anybody saw, at least the general audience did not see. And whatever's coming up with, of course, what we're seeing with Lanterns, it's unusual that YouTube took down Lanterns.
Yeah,
The
what was
promo
that all
from
about?
Lanterns was
There was a
taken
bunch of
down
like
by YouTube off the Warner Bros. So it was given a copyright strike. So,
from what? Oh, I thought
so
so. There,
I think
what
it's
is the
because of the music that was in that trailer.
okay? What is the controversy that everyone's talking about though? Like, why is it controversial? I thought the trailer, I thought it looked cool. Like, I'll watch it.
It looks fine to me. I don't think it's something I must see, but it's something I think, it's okay to me. I think Lanterns is fine. I don't find any controversy with it either. It is obviously not going to have the kind of budget or elaborate type of spending on that show, because it is more like a it is a show, so it will not have that type of funding that of course, we see from the movies, but still, I think there's a lot of good things to it. So, yeah, I don't understand why there's any real hate to it. I just know that the trailer itself got struck out by YouTube. It's just funny because it's Warner Brothers, their own thing. So funny
Yeah,
indeed.
makes you wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
So, what are your thoughts out there on what's going on between the battle between Marvel and DC on a little smaller scale, with Spider-Man Noir coming to Amazon and Clayface coming out later this year to theaters? What are your thoughts on both? Please let us know. PopCultureCosmos at yahoo.com. Well, 1/2 hour down, 1/2 hour to go here on the Pop Culture Cosmos. It is Josh the Great Peterson along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that follow button if you're listening out there. Truly appreciate you doing so. And that 5-star review really helps out as well. Josh, want to go ahead and before we get into your summer box office movies, as far as your top 10, want to go ahead and cover some of the things that's gone on with the video game world. Saros came out from PlayStation 5. I know we talked about last week being a really good week with several releases. I know that also as well, the extended trailer for Assassin's Creed Resync came out, and I know Black Flag Resync came out. And we got a chance, an extended look at that. It looks really good. I can't wait for that to come out. I think it's in June or July, as far as Black Flag Resynced is coming out. But Saros came out last week.
Returnal Studio, right?
Yes,
Saros.
Housemark. Yes,
Okay,
the
yeah.
underrated Housemark, king of the twin sticks shooter. So they came out with the bullet time game, Saros, and I really think that it's something that I think you have to see. So with Saros, although on Metacritic, the Metacritic score is really good for it, and if you can, just go ahead and check that out because it's got about an 88 on Metacritic. Your thoughts on this, my friend? As a PlayStation 5 game, a first-party game from PlayStation 5, I really think this could be. I don't know if it's going to be an under the radar hit, my friend, because I don't know how much Sony is pushing this game when they should.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, so Returnal was at the top of its game, and then all of a sudden the next day it was on sale for like $20. So it's hard to like, I don't know. I want to say I want to say that it's gonna, it's gonna it'll stay up there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's I opened up something for my wife and then now it's just all over me. So I'll be wet for the rest of the show. So that'll be great to see. I've got like pickle juice now all over me. So with that though, the things we do for our wives in the middle of our show. But exactly, exactly. Well, it started off me coming on to the show with you today for your wife more than you did. So
Yeah, that's right.
exactly. So I'll say this with Saros. Again, I'm wishing for Housemarque's success. I'm wishing for this game for success. I don't have a PlayStation 5. It looks like a pretty good bullet time game. But the question is this going to be a game that Sony wants to push? Or is this going to be another one of the PlayStation entities that Sony sends out to die? Haven't seen any type of advertising for this game. I've only seen the reviews and the stuff that other outlets have put out in regards to it. That is a problem I have when you don't have any kind of support from the big company itself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder, like, if it is, do they believe in the game, or did they put it out just for the sake of putting it out?
And with first party games for Sony, they are coming out sparsely indeed. I mean, Xbox is destroying them as far as the number of quality releases that come out in recent years, in the past couple years. And that's not a good look for Sony, even though it still commands the console market, however big or small you want to say it is right now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I don't know, man. I mean, I want to say I I feel like Sony is really only putting power behind their first party games these days.
But this is a party games. This is a first party game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
That's
in the
the
vein of
problem.
I guess in the vein of like God of War, like the big properties that they know are gonna
Like
do.
Wolverine later this year, you're
Yeah,
gonna see advertising for that. Is that
yeah,
correct?
yes.
Okay, that's because that Marvel IP and whatnot. So, so you're going to see plenty of advertising, but that's a shame for a game like Saros. Again, a game is one of the highest reviewed games of this year, and to not get the kind of love from Sony, or just be put out there because Sony will think, hey, it's a first party game from us. Of course, people are going to like it and people are going to buy it. I don't assume that that's going to be the case.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we'll see. But
With
yeah,
Pragma,
doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense because with Pragmata replaced, Mouse PI for Hire, all coming out a week before. There's plenty of games to play right now for gamers out there.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense at all, man.
So again, if you're getting a lot of the advertisements and commercials for Saros, let us know. I mean, I've seen some billboards on IGN, some ads, small digital ads for it, but that's all I've seen. I haven't seen any commercials or any television support for Saros at all. But if you have thoughts on Saros and if you've played it and if it's really good to you, it's gotten some really high scores. Please let us know. Popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. I really want to see this work because even though I don't have a PlayStation 5 and I don't really have a voice in the game, I just want Housemark, a studio that that graduated itself. It is the indie studio that could. It's the little train engine that could. It's you come up from making those small twin stick shooters to what you see now, and it's just I'm really rooting for them, Josh, and I'm hoping that they didn't bite off more than they can chew.
Yeah, same. I didn't even know that this game had come out, so I was surprised to see people talking about it. So I'm, I want to play Pragmata first, but then I'll probably check this one out because I did enjoy Returnal.
Well, there you go, indeed. But if you have thoughts out there on, of course, Housemarque's new game, as far as it's concerned, Saros for the PlayStation 5, let us know. Popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. But before we get to your list, Josh, I want to talk about Xbox. Still in the news. Last week, we didn't cover it as of yet. There's some Game Pass changes that are going on right now. Game Pass changes to get everybody caught up there because Asha Sharma, new CEO of Xbox, she has announced, or actually it's affected your pocketbook already with Game Pass. If you are a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber and also PC as far as Pass subscriber, you've gotten a discount. You've gotten a discount to $22.99 and I think $13.99 respectively on PC Games Pass. Excuse me, on Ultimate Game Pass and then PC Games Pass. Call of Duty, first run Call of Duty is day one. Call of Duty is now out the door, which I don't think saddens too many people on that. Your thoughts? There's a rebranding in place. Xbox internally at Redmond, Washington, where I told you just before we went on the air. I I think I got this through their website. I'm not 100% sure. I know I got my white one at Redmond. So with that, or did I get this here? There, I might have got it. But anyways, at Redmond, the studio place there where Xbox is and Microsoft is, Asha Sharma had a team meeting and they're rebranding Microsoft Gaming back to Xbox. It's going back to all Xbox, Xbox, Xbox. And so with that, the rebranding starts, the changes start, the reduction in price. Is this a good step forward for Xbox, my friend?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, how could you go Microsoft, it is Xbox. This is the this part of the company is Xbox. So like why it seemed like Microsoft was trying to make sure their name was in everything, but I mean Xbox is Microsoft. So that I don't know. I'm just blabbering right now, but like it makes sense to me to make make a shift back to what Xbox started out as, and I don't know if this was something that like Phil Spencer fought for or what, but I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea as well. I would have liked to have seen it gone back down to the $20 price point. For me, I think that was probably much better with the day one releases outside of Call of Duty. I will not miss Call of Duty. I know that many other people feel the same way.
Okay, sorry, backtrack for a second.
Mhm.
Why what is happening with Call of Duty? Are they getting rid of Activision or what's the
No,
story here?
just no more day one Call of Duty
Okay.
on Game Pass. That's it. It's just gonna be like normal. Call of Duty when it comes out is gonna be going. You're gonna have to buy it separately. That's all. Yeah, Call of Duty ain't going anywhere anytime soon. No matter if I know it does not have the same hold on the video game industry that it once did, but yeah, Call of Duty ain't going anywhere anytime soon. But they're just going to sell it separately.
I
Uh,
wonder if that's the thinking though. They're like, we're losing money by putting all of these titles on Game Pass. I wonder if that's what's going on here.
I think that's a little bit, especially in the Call of Duty case. And you notice the $7 price point reduction per month totals up to $84, which with tax and a little bit more, it's just about the price of a Call of Duty game. So, again, yeah. Again, I have no problems with it. I mean, there's still a Call of Duty library that I believe that you can play on it, but it's all older games, and you're not going to be able to play the newest Call of Duty on Game Pass for a year. That's the window. And I don't see anybody's heart really broken over it, Josh.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a diehard Call of Duty guy and you're playing the Call of Duty multiplayer or whatnot, you're not on Game Pass. If that's all you do, you're not like if you're a Madden guy, you're not on Game Pass because that's going to ultimately be way more expensive for you than just buying it outright. So to those people, they just reverted back to going ahead and say, you know what, just keep on buying it outright and we're going to go from there. But with the rest of Game Pass is still for now okay. But with Elder Scrolls 6, I want to see if they're going to make that day and date. That'll be an interesting one.
Yes, yes. I mean, but here's the thing, like with Elder Scrolls, I mean, I guess even to the extent of like Forza Horizon, right? Like these are games I don't mind paying full price for.
Mhm.
It's like I would much rather have Game Pass be full of like little indie gems as opposed to these big AAA titles because like I said, I don't mind paying for that stuff, and if it's something I'm like on the fence about, like I like having it on Game Pass, but like again, I don't mind supporting an ecosystem that I'm having a good time with.
And the PC game price part of it, where you're still getting day one, but you're getting it at a substantially reduced price over the console, that might be more intriguing for people out there. But I hear you on that. Make it instead of 22.99 and you're getting day one, so make or I know there's also talk about make your own tier plans, possibly a DIY type of plan Asha Sharma may put into place. That I like more because there's a lot of filler when you go to Game Pass of stuff that you're really not going to play that's bloating the price also as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Fortnite stuff has got to go for me. Sorry. Yeah.
So much Fortnite.
Well, just the extra stuff that there's a little bit of cost about as far as because they give you some extra stuff and extra goodies for Fortnite if you're Game Pass. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want the option to elect out of it and save money therein. So
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
that's me as well. But again, if you have thoughts on the changes going on with Xbox, some hope for Xbox users out there. What steps do they need to continue to make? Please let us know. popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Well, my friend, you get ready to test your brain because we are going to see in our competition what's going on with you and what your thoughts are on the summer box office. Uh, TJ and I started it last week. It's for internet, it's for worldwide. It's worldwide numbers is what we're looking at because he decided worldwide numbers. And we're basically, as far as the concerned, trying to predict the top 10 box office hits of the summer. And in doing so, it's a simple game. You predict your 10, and if it falls on that same exact spot, where let's say again with ticking sound, I'm showing people on the screen both my picks and TJ's picks, and I'll round it off and I'll talk to you guys about what those picks are here in a second. But let's say Spider-Man Brand New Day does end up being the number one movie of the summer, then you get 2 points for that. But let's say Spider-Man Brand New Day is the 5th place movie of the summer, and we predicted at number one. Well, it's still on your list, and you get a point for that. And then basically, whoever gets the most points wins. It's just a 1 or 2 basis. And if it ends up not being on the list, if it ends up not being the top 10, you get 0. It's just that simple. So let me read off what we picked last week to catch everyone up if you didn't catch the Friday show. And if you didn't, you should. It's a really good episode. For me, Team Gerald, I picked Spider-Man Brand New Day, number 1, Toy Story, number 5, number 2, Toy Story 5, number 2, Moana, number 3, Minions and Monsters, number 4, The Odyssey, number 5, Mandalorian and Grogu, number 6, Devil Wears Prada 2, number 7, Disclosure Day 8, Supergirl 9, and Mortal Kombat 2. Again, Michael is not part of this because it's for any movie released in May through the end of August, and the money counts whatever's made on the movies worldwide through the end of September. TJ had Spider-Man Brand New Day, Mandalorian and Grogu, Toy Story 5, Moana, The Odyssey, Supergirl, Minions and Monsters, Devil Wears Prada 2, Disclosure Day, and number 10 is Mortal Kombat 2. So with that, my friend, I want you to get your, I guess, your guru hat on and let me know, what are you predicting for the box office, your top 10 box office hits of the summer?
Whew. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. Are we allowed to double, like, do the ones that have already been picked, or?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
In fact, TJ and I had the same exact 10, just in a different order.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say number 1 is gonna be Spider-Man Brand New. Oh wait, nope. Number 1's gonna be The Odyssey.
Oh, right away. Did the IMAX money. Oh, okay.
I just like, because I'm thinking about how much money Interstellar made and how much money Oppenheimer made. Like, I think that and Spider-Man has, like, I think the last one crossed $1 billion or got close, but like the ones before that have only crawled up to about 800 million. So
No, this is worldwide box office. So
okay.
It would have meant not only the US but international. So
all right, we'll put Spider-Man first, and then Odyssey is pick 2.
Okay, Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think if that's the case, all of us think it's because the last Spider-Man, I believe, made $1.9 billion.
It was pretty
worldwide.
intense how much money that one made. Yeah.
So the Odyssey, I don't think it'll make 1.9 billion, to be honest with you, but if it does 1.5 billion, I think that's going to still win the summer. The Odyssey is number 2 for you. The IMAX money is it's heavily dependent on that. I'm going to be telling you right now, but
yeah,
that's Oppenheimer earned 980 million, to give you reference on that, or close to that, I think. So.
Okay. Next one I'm going to say is going to be Toy Story 5.
That's tried and true.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, next one I have is going to be Moana.
Okay.
I think Odyssey is gonna do worse than those two, but we'll just go with it, man.
Do you want to change it?
Yeah, put Odyssey after Moana. So we'll do Spider-Man, Toy Story, Moana, the Odyssey.
Okay, Moana, the Odyssey. Okay.
We'll do Mandalorian and Grogu.
Okay.
This is gonna offhand. This is what do you call it? A Hail Mary, right? Backrooms. I think Backrooms is gonna get.
Ooh, I'm gonna go see this picture. My youngest daughter is very excited, and you like the viral trend with Gen Z seeing this as a hit. This was one that I was very reluctant to get off my list, but I'm just unsure. But could this be the weapons of 2026?
It might. I'm thinking it's gonna be Minecraft 2.0 because like the internet community behind this like creepypasta thing is just immense.
Okay, all right, there you go. So what do you have after Backrooms? That's I'm not saying at all that could be a surprise hit, I believe. And the older generations are going to be just like, huh? What's
What?
the what?
What?
Why is this movie about hallways getting so many people going into it? So yes, I hear you, my friend.
Okay, next one I'm gonna put on there. I'm gonna say Jackass Best and Last.
Oh, okay. That's one we did not talk about. So okay.
Okay. Supergirl.
Okay. I think that I think we're all in agreement. Let me go ahead and look this while we're talking. Okay. TJ had hit Supergirl 6th. I had Supergirl 9th. That's a back half of the top 10 for us. So I think that's about where we're all seeing it in that back 5 of the top 10. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next one I have, I'm gonna say Disclosure Day, and then we'll close it off with Masters of the Universe.
Disclosure Day.
Hey,
And
I
then
had a Guy Ritchie thing on my list, but I didn't pick it. All right, so I'm not completely biased. Okay.
It's just so hard to figure out Masters of the Universe. I mean, I from the trailers,
It
I
looks
like the He-Man dude. I like the He-Man dude, but Jared Leto factor, man. After Tron Ares, I just can't. I couldn't find myself to put myself.
I know
It's
it.
not the it's not the Skeletor I wanted to see. It's not the
Yeah.
Skeletor. I really want the cool ass Skeletor I saw in the insurance commercial. So yeah, in the Geico commercial. So yeah, I just that that's the one I wanted to see, and so that is. But let me go ahead and run this down real quick before we get to your MCU review. It is Josh Peterson's Spider-Man Brand New Day, Toy Story 5, Moana, The Odyssey, Mandalorian and Grogu at number 5, Backrooms at number 6, Jackass Best and Last, number 7, Supergirl number 8, Disclosure Day number 9, and Masters of the Universe number 10. So we will see who has the correct numbers as far as the box office is concerned for this summer. So I'll make sure I keep everyone updated on that, and also as well make sure at the end of September we tally it all up and see who wins. But if you have thoughts on your top 10 of the summer, please let us know. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. Yeah, Jared Leto. I couldn't squeeze it in there. Sorry.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that I think that he is in his attempt to diversify, like because he likes to do different types of roles. He doesn't like to stick to one. I think in his attempt to diversify, he is wound up in some really terrible movies, and I think that it's like Taylor Kitsch syndrome, right? Like Taylor Kitsch was a good actor, but didn't choose the right movies.
Well, doing Skeletor as thespian, like Frank Langella did it back in the 80s, I just don't think it's the way to go. I think you need to do something cool with
People are
Skeletor.
excited about it though, so I don't know,
Yeah,
man. We'll see.
I know they are. My wife and I are going to go see it. My wife wants to see it, so we're
Yeah.
going to help you out. We're going to help the cause for Josh Peterson. So we'll find out and see how it goes.
Good.
But before we head on out, my friend, we're still on our way to Avengers Doomsday, which, with the Avenger Vision coming up or whatever, the fact is, as far as that's concerned. But your latest MCU review before we head on out, my friend.
All right, well, this is one we both liked, right? This was
No, I thought we were on Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America Winter Soldier. Like this was the perfect example of how to make a good superhero movie. And it wasn't just a superhero movie, right? It has elements of like as a thriller, spy movie, espionage, that sort of thing. Like it was okay. This is a bold claim, right? It was the perfect film, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, it was the perfect film. It had everything in it that makes going to the movies fun.
All I'll say is this, my friend. If you go take a look now, everyone, on my what's your top 25 films? Here's mine. I gotta update it. I might think we'll throw one movie or two movies in there and change that up a little bit. But when you look at it, it's really that good. It's really that good with me. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It is the best Marvel movie. If you look at my Marvel list, it's number one on my Marvel list. On my overall list, it's in the top 10. So I can't argue with you, my friend, but it is the best Marvel movie of all time. And if you come at us with Infinity War, if you come at us with Black Panther, those are great films in and of itself. You come at us with another movie and whatnot that you really like, we'll come right back at you with how well done, how well focused, how well directed, how well produced to tell
It
a story.
Yes. Knew
Yes.
exactly This movie knew exactly what it wanted to be, and for this reason, this is why the Russos ended up directing the next, the next installment of Avengers after that.
Mhm.
No,
Well,
sorry, they did, uh right, this is a Russo brothers movie, wasn't it?
I believe this is, yes.
Yeah, and this is why they ended up directing, like, the biggest Avenger installment that had ever come out, like, they or both of them. Like, they know how to tell a good story without overloading it and trying to set up for future films. They tell a concise story, and the narrative starts, and it knows exactly where it wants to go. There's no veering off course to sell T-shirts.
It knew exactly what it needed to do. It had a built-in over the course of time in previous installments and previous movies and previous lore in television shows as well. Hydra as an enemy and what it represented, and it was just absolutely you had the built-in in villain there, and to
Mhm.
have a Robert Redford in his role. It's probably his final really, really good platform to show. It showcased Robert Redford, the late Robert Redford, to an audience unfamiliar with Robert Redford, and just to show what he can still do on screen at that point in time. And he was absolutely brilliant. And Chris Evans, it showed a different side of Chris Evans and it showed a different side of Scarlett Johansson. And it was just a really good film. Anthony Mackie was brought into this world. And as far as his, maturation, he played a nice part in it too. It really took a lot of elements, brought it together, and it made for something really special.
I absolutely agree, man. Like, it was a great film just through and through. And what's funny is I did you so it was at the point of this, right, where Hydra happened, where the Agents of Shield show just spun completely out of control.
Yeah.
Like, it that at this point, they try what was it, Joss Whedon's brother tried to get so clever with the writing of the show that it just ended up with, like, the story had its head stuck up its own backside because it just didn't know. It's just going in infinite loop of, like, gotcha, like, it was at this point where I just stopped watching that show completely.
Well, this movie, I'm telling you, I've watched it many times, and it is by far and away for me the best Marvel movie of them all, and it's not close. As much as I like Infinity War, as much as I like Guardians of the Galaxy, as much as I like Black Panther, as much as I like Avengers Endgame and all that,
Yeah.
it's just this movie and then everything else. But again, it is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. If you've not seen it, shame on you. You want to see a quality Marvel movie, go ahead and check that out. But what's the next movie on the list before we head on out?
We got Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I've got a lot of thoughts on this one.
Oh yes, Andrew Garfield. What? um, Sorry, Andrew, you only made us 750 some odd $1 million worldwide at the
It's
box
not
office.
enough. Yeah.
Yes, you're a failure. And then he comes back, and everybody loves Andrew Garfield as
I
Spider-Man.
think
That's fine.
people were more into his return than Tobey Maguire's return in the last Spider-Man movie.
I agree. I agree. So for Josh the Great Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. It's another beautiful day in paradise right here in the pop culture cosmos. We thank you for listening. And here's hoping you have yourself a great day.
Welcome to the Pop Culture Cosmos.